in that case. All right, so we have 2 more examples, and then there's some practice for you to work on. So again, if you're having trouble with the reducing, you can go back to yesterday's note about simplifying. Okay, again we have 2 variables here, so that might complicate it a bit for some of you. Again, you just separate it out with, so there's only 1 variable. Like for example, 4x squared minus y squared, I would just do 4x squared minus 1. Okay, that's a difference of squares, which gives me 2x plus 1, 2x minus 1. So then 4x squared minus y squared, I just add the y into the second term of the binomial. So 2x plus y, 2x minus y. Okay? How about I do this one for you? So 2x squared plus 13x minus 7. Okay? I take the y out. This is just decomposition. So 2 numbers that multiply to negative 7 and add, to negative 14, a times c, right? And add to positive 13. So that would be 14 and negative 1. So I'll write 2x squared plus 14x minus x minus 7. Okay, I common factor the first 2 terms. Common factor this by taking out a negative 1. Okay, so then I'm left with 2x minus 1, x plus 7. But then I want to add the y back in, so I put 1y and 7y, and then that works. So that's how you do that. Okay, so when you factor this, I get a 2x plus y and a 2x minus y all over x plus 5y times x minus 3y. Okay? So now you can factor this and then flip, but I'm going to do both steps at once. So I'm going to turn this into multiplication. So now I'm factoring this guy, but putting him on the top. So you get x plus 5y, x plus 7y, right? Because 5 and 7 multiply to 35 and add to 12. Remember, that's just a simple trinomial, so you don't have to do decomposition. You can just think of what multiplies to 35 and adds to 12. This was a complex trinomial. We had to do a bit more work with the decomposition because its a value is not 1. So that factored to 2x minus y over x plus 7y. Okay, now we have multiplication, so we can slice and dice. So x plus 5y can be crossed off. 2x plus y, we don't have one. We have a 2x minus y though. And that's it. So, yeah. So we're left with 2x plus y and x plus 7y in the numerator. And then x minus 3y, x plus 7y in the denominator. Now our restrictions have to include this one, so minus 5y. This one, 3y. Now, also these two, because remember, they were originally on the denominator. So, negative 5y, negative 7y, and then these two. So, that's a half y, and negative 7y we already have. So those are the restrictions there. Okay, so there might be some things you're confused about. Number 1, you might have trouble factoring with 2 variables. So you need to make sure you know how to do that. And then knowing that it's division, that you need to flip it and then multiply it, and that you cannot cross things off until it's a multiplication problem, and also that all of the restrictions need to come from anything that was in the denominator. So this guy and then both of these, okay, because this is the original denominator and this one gets flipped to become a denominator. Okay, one more example. Okay, so there's only one variable here, so this hopefully is the easiest one for you. So I hope that you try it on your own and then see if you get it right. So this factors to p plus 1, p plus 2. This I'm going to rewrite it as 2p minus 3, 2p minus 3. It just helps me not to make a mistake and accidentally cross off the whole thing when I should have only crossed off one of them. That's why I do that. And then I'm going to change it to multiplication, 3 minus 2p over p plus 1. Okay, I can slice this and this. I can slice this with only one of these, okay, to become a negative 1. So I'm left with minus bracket p plus 2. This minus comes from this negative 1, okay, all over 2p minus 3. Okay, and my restrictions are 3 over 2 and negative 1. And that's it. So now you have some practice questions to do. So I would like you to have them done to come in tomorrow's class, and we'll see if you got them right. If you're having trouble, just rewatch some of the examples, and make sure you go back to the first page and look at all the steps I had written down. Remember, the first thing you do is factor everything. So factor, 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 factor. Then in a multiplication step, the next thing is to just slice, 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 slice. Write your final answer and include any of the give restrictions. In the division question, factor, 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 factor. Flip, reduce, 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 reduce. Write your final answer. Include any restrictions from here, here, and here. So I hope that was a good lesson for you. It's a lot of algebraic work, but again, it will be useful next year in your problem solving and in your sketching curves and calculus. So thanks for watching, and I hope you learned lots.